For thousands of years, one story has survived. Empires rose, civilizations collapsed, languages disappeared. But this story remained: a great flood, a chosen man, and a vessel said to carry the future of humanity. But the first question must be asked at the very beginning. Is this only a story of faith, or the echo of a real event that once changed the world?
The story of Noah's Ark does not exist in only one tradition. Similar flood narratives appear across Mesopotamia, Anatolia, South Asia, and even the Americas. Which raises an uncomfortable question. Why would cultures separated by oceans and centuries describe the same catastrophe?
Is it coincidence or shared memory? In ancient texts, the flood is described as a moral turning point. Waters rise, the world is cleansed, and a single vessel preserves life.
But are these descriptions symbolic, or are they records of something physical? For centuries, many have pointed to the same place, Mount Ararat. Why here?
Its height, its isolation, and its resemblance to descriptions found in ancient writings. But another question follows immediately.
If such a vessel truly existed, why has no undeniable proof ever been found? Explorers have searched, satellites have scanned, radar images have been analyzed, photographs have been published. Some claim to see shapes resembling a massive ship. Others argue these are nothing more than natural formations.
So which interpretation is correct? Science remains cautious. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
But this leads to another question. If a wooden structure were built thousands of years ago, exposed to ice, time, and geological movement, how much of it should still remain today? Perhaps the problem lies in what we are searching for. What if the Ark was never meant to be found as an object?
What if Noah's Ark was not only a structure, but an idea? The idea of preservation, of survival,
Of beginning again? This question may feel unsettling, but it cannot be ignored. Throughout history, humanity has faced moments of collapse. Floods, wars, plagues, natural disasters. And each time, the same question appeared. How do we continue?
Perhaps the flood story does not describe a single event, but a repeating human experience, a cycle of destruction and renewal.
But then another question arises. If the story is symbolic, why is it described with such precision?
the measurements of the Ark, the duration of the rain, the living creatures aboard. Are these random details or fragments of a real memory preserved in narrative form?
Some researchers suggest the flood may have been a regional disaster, possibly linked to rising sea levels near the Black Sea.
Settlements submerged, populations displaced, trauma passed down through generations. Over time, memory becomes myth. But even this explanation is incomplete, because the evidence allows for interpretation, not certainty.
And that is where the mystery lives. The story of Noah's Ark may not exist to provide answers, but to provoke questions.
Why has humanity clung to this story for so long? Why do we continue to search? And why do we struggle to let go, even without proof?
Perhaps the true importance of the Ark has never been about its discovery. Perhaps it has always been about us.
Because the Ark forces humanity to confront an uncomfortable idea that everything can end.
And when it does, choices must be made. What is saved? Who is saved? And what is left behind? This brings us to another overlooked question. If Noah's Ark were proven real tomorrow, what would it truly change?
Would history be rewritten? Would belief systems shift? Or would doubt simply take a new form?
Perhaps this is why certainty has never arrived. Because some stories are not meant to be solved, but remembered. Stories that do not point backward, but inward. And maybe the most important question is not about the past at all.
Maybe it is about the future. If a similar catastrophe happened today,
What would we try to save? Who would we choose to protect?
And what would we be willing to leave behind?
So the final question remains, is Noah's Ark resting on a mountain waiting to be found?
Or has it always existed in the collective memory of humanity?
The quest for Noah's Ark continues, threading through faith, history, and human experience, challenging us to confront our own narratives and the choices that define our future.
as we search for answers, we are reminded that the stories we tell are not just about the past, but about who we are and who we aspire to be.
In every retelling of the Ark's tale, whether in text or art, lies a piece of ourselves, urging us to remember the cycles of destruction and redemption.
Noah's Ark, then, transcends mere legend. It becomes a metaphor for our innate desire to survive and thrive, prompting us to consider the legacy we wish to leave behind.
As we look to the future, we must ask ourselves not only what we would save, but why these stories matter, and how they guide us in moments of uncertainty.